unless they're free.
If prosperity were easy, everybody around the world would be prosperous. If freedom were easy, everybody around the world would be free. If security were easy, everybody around the world would be secure. They are not. None of this is going to be easy. But this is the United States of America. It takes an extraordinary effort. It takes extraordinary commitment. It takes extraordinary strength. The Valley Forge wasn't easy. Going to the moon wasn't easy. Settling the West wasn't easy. We are the American people. We have seen difficulties before, and we always overcome them. This is about rolling up our sleeves. We might have some differences, but at Americans putting our head down and getting it done.
What is wrong out there? We have done nothing wrong other than to do what they have done for years, and that is protest. And they think that we should sit down and shut up, and that is ending right now.
Barack Obama is a radical. We should not be afraid to say that.
We have an obligation to fight back.
When he was at Harvard, he was advocating for the worst of the worst to join the faculty.
Are you insane? Are you so, is your ideology so strong that when Acorn in almost every office except for one, are you so insane that they help them create 501c3s and say, for this underage, Mike Madden, for this underage prostitution ring where we're going to get these 14-year-old girls, it's called sex slavery. You're supposed to be liberal and care about this shit.
War.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Today, I'm very proud of myself.
Newsmax calls him a top 50 most influential black Republican in the country. Liberals call him. The president calls him Wayne.
We do love Wayne, right? We love Wayne, right?
Broadcasting live from the We Are America radio studio in Baltimore, Maryland. This is the Wayne Dupree Show. Here's your host, Wayne Dupree, with co-host Hutch Bailey Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wayne Dupree Show. I'm your host, Wayne Dupree. It's Friday night. That means that the phone lines are open. We open the phone lines all early. 202-733-6951. So 202-733-6951. I want to welcome everybody to the show that's watching right now. Hopefully everybody can hear me. I got my levels up, right? And we got the Godfather of War Radio, who's P-Paw.
What's up, Pops?
What's up, P-Paw? What's up?
Hey.
Like,
Friday night, ready to kick it. Open line Friday. Call in with everything you got.
That's right. Call in. Give it your best shot, and you might be able to hit the Hall of Fame. I don't know, but we're taking anybody and everybody. So do your best. Okay, do your best. We got Florida already on the line, Hutch. We got Florida already on the line. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Florida, go ahead.
Howdy, you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, guys, so I'm Josh. I run XSDalpha.com. I want to talk about sweet last night and this morning was.
Hold up. Slow down. Go back to what's your name and where you calling from again?
My name is Josh. I'm calling from South Florida.
Okay. How you doing, Josh?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm in Broward with Debbie Wasserman, but so Debbie Wasserman bent the knee today. She admitted that the strikes were nice. So that was beautiful. It made me laugh.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Guys, okay. Last night, those strikes, they were great. He sent a hardcore message, and then this morning Gorsuch was confirmed. It's like nobody can beat this guy.
Okay.
Nobody can stop this guy.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, you said that the strikes were good last night. What were they good for?
Assad gassed his people. He said in an interview this morning that the strikes have strengthened his resolve to fight the Islamic State stronger than ever without the use of chemical weapons. That came out of Assad's own mouth.
That's a fact. I mean, what's wrong with that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, what's wrong with what? Using chemical weapons, or?
He said without using chemical. Assad doesn't have any chemical
Yeah,
weapons.
exactly. But that's kind of an indirect admission that he did use the chemical weapons.
Wait a minute. We're not into speculating, and we're not putting any words in anybody's mouth. So, if you know he got chemical weapons, do you know that he has chemical weapons? Yes or no?
Yeah, he absolutely has chemical weapons. Well, he doesn't anymore because the depot was destroyed last night.
That was ISIS's depot.
Yeah. And
you're talking about the airbase. You're talking about the airbase. Okay, I take that back.
The airbase.
Well,
yeah,
the airbase.
The first depot. Yeah, the first depot that was destroyed. Yeah, that was ISIS's depot. But the airbase that was destroyed last night, it also had chemical weapons in.
The airbase that you're talking about was protecting a Christian, the Christian section of that city. As a matter of fact, I was listening to Paul Joseph Watson today, and he was talking about it. And now they really don't have that type of the Christians don't have that type of protection anymore. Did you know that?
Really? So hold on. So you're telling me that when the Pentagon says they were tracking these planes, they took off from that airbase and they tracked the infrared signature of the missiles from the planes that took off from the base, they lied?
The missiles that can't put gas in them, yeah. No, there was definitely an airstrike.
Oh, yeah.
There's no question there was an airstrike. But there's no evidence that Assad gassed these people. And you know,
that's what
so you're telling me that the president and the secretary of state lied?
They probably didn't lie. They were probably misled.
Yeah. I mean,
But
you know what? You can.
Trump said himself, "There's no question that it was Assad."
I don't care.
I mean, that doesn't sound like misleading words to me. It sounds to me like the president knows who it was.
Let me make an opening statement because I don't want to sound like I'm anti-Trump because I'm not. I did everything I could to get this man elected, and I love him still to this day.
I'm with you.
That being said, nobody has shown proof that Assad
has
launched gas on anybody.
Right.
John Kerry and the Russian government said they took all of Assad's chemical weapons out. All right. I'm not so sure that happened, but I know one thing.
Yeah. So I was about to say.
Assad,
So you believe the United Nations and Kerry?
Excuse me?
No, trust me. For a while, I did not believe it was Assad either, but the president clearly said that it was, which tells me he knows something.
Okay,
he knows who it was.
Okay, so let me ask you a point blank question. Do you believe? Because Obama said the same thing when he went after Assad.
Absolutely.
So you were in 100% agreement with Barack Obama going after Assad.
The problem with Barack Obama is that he was not just... No, because I'm giving you an answer.
No.
Barack Obama was not just engaging in military strikes. He was also feeding the Islamic State actively. There's a big difference between the two.
Hey, listen, Josh. What do you think we're doing right now?
ISIS came out this morning and said, thank you.
We just acted like we were ISIS's Air Force. That air base took out more ISIS people, more al-Nusra front people.
So you guys are telling me that the president just supported...
You can...
So you guys are telling me the president supported the Islamic State.
You can go ahead...
You guys are telling me the president conducted a military strike in support of the Islamic State.
Every time that you want to get on the phone and throw President Trump's name in there, you can do it any...
So you guys believe that the president...
Let me use this for a second because now we can use this and mute our callers to calm them down. Now, you can call up here and you can use President Trump's name all you want to. We support President Trump. Okay? To me myself, I think that the intelligence is wrong. The intelligence has been wrong. It was wrong during Obama's side and is wrong during this side. I mean, we had a journalist, and don't go nowhere, Florida, but we had a journalist that called out the media and said, you don't even have anybody on the ground. How do you know? How do you know what's going on in Syria?
The white helmets are on the ground.
Right.
The people that support the rebels are on the ground. And they're not even rebels.
So, look, you can call up here and again, throw President Trump's name in our face. You're not going to find any other people that put their whole careers and their as little as we are, you know, you're not going to find anybody that put their whole conservative careers on the line to support a man who was not a politician, but who had a vision to fix this country. You're not going to. We support the man, but just because you throw his name up there and say, well, you don't, you trying to say that Donald Trump is lying? No, we're not trying to say that Donald Trump is lying. We're trying to say that Donald Trump might have been misled on the intelligence. The intelligence. I mean, I don't trust the intelligence of this country. I really don't. They can't even tell you.
Look at what the intelligence has done to the man already.
That's true.
The intelligence community. The intelligence community is clearly stacked up against this guy.
The intelligence went and put the people that he knows, his friends' cousins, his friends' uncles and aunts, unmasked their information and put that out there.
Bring him back on.
No, he's gone now.
Just had to calm you down. You were screaming, my man. You know, it's like you can't. This is the problem I have with this whole situation. I'm on Facebook today, and somebody gets on there and says, "Do you agree with Trump or not?" And everybody says yes, 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 yes. One guy says no. Oh, so you support ISIS? So you support killing babies? No, man. Let's not be Democrats. All right.
Exactly.
Let's not be Democrats. Let's not blindly follow somebody. Let's talk about the facts. If Assad did it, cut his head off.
That's right. Right. If you have plain facts, I mean, if you had the facts that says that Assad did it, then go after him. Then go after him. Take him out.
And that's right. Trump
but
is our
don't
president,
keep him in
I
office.
him.
But don't keep him in office though. Does anybody other than us and probably some of you smart people out there think it's crazy that this man was winning? This man had basically won, had pushed back. If anybody had beaten ISIS, it was Assad and his government, because ISIS was trying to take over Syria and they got beat back, and they have not been able to take over Syria. And now all of a sudden you're saying he's gassing his own people. Why? Why in the world would he be gassing his own people? To fear?
You see the moonscapes
fear?
of Aleppo and these other cities that the invaders took over. But in Damascus, there's a real nightlife. There's real life going on. This government, these people are not deposing this guy. This is their leader. And I would just ask, and you know what? Listen, if Donald Trump did this as a strategic move throughout the rest of the world, all right, I got that. I could get behind that after a couple of days. I just want to see. It amazes me that this man got elected. I guarantee you, most of the people in the military that elected this guy elected him to get us out of these messes. Mm-hmm. You know, we don't want to. First of all, we can't afford him. You know, and if he just hit him one time and that's it, all right. Well, maybe I can live with that. I still don't believe the intelligence.
I don't either. I mean,
you think back to the Gulf of Tonkin in the 60s, the intelligence community did the same damn thing to get us into Vietnam.
I support.
And we lost 58,000 men there.
We support President Trump. We don't trust U.S. intelligence. I can say that. You can too, and still support Donald Trump. Okay? I don't support intel. I don't support the media. The only people that are happy right now is the media.
And ISIS.
ISIS did come out this morning and basically said thank you.
They're celebrating. We just took out their main opposition air base, and the caller tells me, oh, you think the president supported? Well, you know what? Maybe he didn't mean to, but I'll tell you what, that air base was killing them.
We got Tennessee. Hey, Tennessee, you're on the line. Go ahead.
Hey, Wayne. Hey, Hutch. How y'all doing?
I'm fine. How you doing?
Well, I just have a little message for all my liberal friends out there that seem to believe that war is the only answer, because none of them are going to be the ones carrying a rifle into combat.
You know that's right.
Right.
This is from a former E4 infantryman from the United States Army. If you guys are so bent on war, why don't you get yourself into a recruiting office, strap on the gear, do the ruck marches, sit there and have to pull your buddies out of a flaming wreck that was a H-111, and then you can come talk to me about we need to attack Syria, or we need to attack Libya, or we need to attack. We have spent too much time, too many lives, and too much money fighting wars over bullcrap.
Mm. Yeah,
but Syria did really pose
American lives?
And they posed a big threat to us, though. You know, it was in our national. They were getting
I
ready
agree
to attack
with you.
He's playing.
I mean, I agree with you on the point that we need to support President Trump.
Oh, I do.
I'm fully behind my president. But I'm tired of hearing all these liberals yell that we need to attack anybody and everybody because, this is the right thing to do because we say so. And if they honestly think the intelligence community is as good as they think it is, yeah, no.
Well, hey, Tennessee, thank you for your call.
All right, thank you, man. God bless you.
Melissa in the chat room says, since we know everything, we need to run for president.
All right. 2020, baby. We'd be the first black and white team.
That's right. Bailey.
Who's going to be president, you or me?
I'll be vice president.
No, you can be president.
I don't want to be president.
I just want the free house, man.
I want to be able to say anything I want to say whenever I want to say it. As vice president, you can do that because nobody really pays attention to it.
I know. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I don't love Syria either. I don't love Assad either.
I don't either.
I'm just tripping. This is.
I don't know how much of a crook.
Fast.
I don't know how much of a crook he is, but I tell you this: you don't become leader of a country being dumb.
I know when 24 hours passes and I turn on Bill O'Reilly and he calls everybody that doesn't believe that Assad gasses people insane. There's a problem there, man. Show me why.
You know who Assad reminds me of a little bit? A poor man's Saddam Hussein. You know why I say that? Because he's a Muslim, right?
He's an Alawite Muslim, yes.
Okay, but he wears suits like Saddam used to wear suits.
And he's clean, man.
And he's clean.
Tailored.
He did. You really don't see him in the Muslim garb and stuff like that. So
no,
he's a more secular type of thing, right?
Completely.
So they are. God darn it. So they are trying. You know what?
202-733-6951.
Let me tell you something, y'all. I have a freaking ghost Skype program on that machine right there. I have searched everywhere. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna go directly in the folders and search for it. It's not. I can't uninstall it because it's not there. It's not in the running resources. Let me take another call.
It's not on your iPad, is it?
No. Alabama. Wait, but no. What is it? Kentucky. Hey, Kentucky, talk to me.
Hey, Wayne.
Hey.
And Hutch.
How you doing?
I have a couple of concerns, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Assad became dictator when his father died.
Yeah,
his father
that
was
is correct.
That is correct. Yep.
Okay, so he's a straight dictator. That he, was born into it. As far as the information,
and you know what? And they've been trying to get him out of that seat ever since.
Right. The day he came in,
the day he
came in, that I followed along. Okay, what I'm confused about with your guys' information, where I try to keep an open mind and see all sides of the spectrum here, is that they showed the weapons depot that was right beside the air base, and from what I understand, that they targeted that particular air base because the cache of chemical weapons were in a depot very close to that air base, is where they were loaded onto a plane. Don't know whose plane or who flew it, but that's why they targeted that particular air base. I just wanted to say that our military last night said they confirmed that the weapons were unscathed in the attack, that they somehow were able to check it out and make sure that there weren't any chemicals leaking from that depot after the attacks. And I just feel like that our government, which I don't believe the intel at all, 100%, 50% maybe, I believe that this time they got it right.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, if that's look, believe me, if that's what you believe and that's what you hold firm. Hey, that we're not trying to change it. We're not trying to change it. Okay.
I just want to know where you guys get your information, because you're just away from where I'm thinking, and I just want to know.
I just
from a lot of places. I've done a lot of reporting about this and what the.
Go ahead. Go.
The neighborhoods where this occurred, and where the so-called rebels. First of all, they're not rebels.
Right.
All right. They're people from all over the world that are coming there to try to expand the caliphate.
Yep.
That started in Mosul, Iraq, and moved over the western border into Syria. All right. You have Turkey in the region. Turkey is an arch enemy of Iran and Russia are backing Bashar al-Assad. Erdogan wants to be in charge of the entire caliphate, which is the ISIS. He's also trying to kill ISIS. It's a very complicated situation. And when Rex Tillerson came out and said that Bashar al-Assad is no longer on our radar, the Syrian people will figure out who leads that country, Erdogan's really pissed off now. Erdogan's right there, right next to that area. I don't know what happened. I don't claim to know what happened, but I don't believe the speed with which they came out and blamed that on him.
Right.
They blamed it on him before the dust cloud was down.
Yep, sure did. Assad killed 80 of his people. And again, with common sense, he's sitting in a safe place right now.
He's totally winning this thing.
He's winning this thing.
They got a few provinces left.
And the information that we're getting is that, I mean, it's almost like he's laying on his bed and somebody's feeding him grapes and he's like, oh, just gas 80 people.
John McCain's over there collaborating with the ISIS people.
You know?
I mean, there's pictures of that. He was there last week.
Here's the thing. About 2 or 3 days before we attacked their air base, Trump himself and Tillerson agreed, or maybe it was just Tillerson, that Assad was not our problem, that he was, in other words, we were not going to, affect his dictatorship. We were there to fight ISIS and help the refugees or the immigrants or whatever they are, the people, to get ISIS, basically. So once we said that, it wasn't even 24 hours later is when he gassed his own people because he felt comfortable that once Tillerson said that we're not going after Assad, we're going after ISIS, he felt comfortable that he could gas his own people that he thought were against him. I agree, there's 7, 8, 10 hands in that region fighting. Turkey praised us over this, Iran, they discredit us or whatever they do, and Russia hates us, and, but I believe, this is just from reports from different sources, that because Tillerson said that we are not after Assad, as far as we're concerned, he can stay there, we're here to get ISIS, and then the next day he drops the chemical weapons.
Well, I tell you what, the way that you described it, that sounds like a movie plot to me. Okay, because you're saying that Tillerson and them said, we ain't worried about him, and then all of a sudden he just gonna come out the next day and gas his own people. To me, if I'm thinking the way I think somebody wants to get him, and somebody did this in his own backyard and made it look like he did it, and then the whole community, he gassed 200,000 when Obama was in office, so he did it again. And still, don't you think, and then I'm going to let you go, don't you think that if he really gassed 200,000 people that they should go in there and take him out? But he's still there, though. He's still there.
Well, right, and it very well may not have been him. That remains to be seen. It could have been the Russians, and they could be testing us, and it could be ISIS or somebody, from Iran.
Or
I gotta let you go.
It could be the Syrian Air Force jet did a conventional weapons attack and hit the chemical warehouse of ISIS, which that's what Russia said happened.
You know what? Believe me,
I don't know what happened.
Let's
talk about something else.
We think the way we think.
That's it.
We're trying to keep a common sense thing here too. Okay, but if you want to call up here and you want to tell us what you think, that's fine.
Just remember this: everybody, virtually everybody in the media and in Washington and in the intelligence community wants to get rid of Donald Trump. Just remember that.
Everybody.
In everything that happens, remember that all the time. And you get a guy bogged down in a war we can't possibly win unless we fight Russia. Think about it. Everybody
stay on the line. We're going to try to get to you. Make sure that your comments are fast and quick, okay? We can't hold a major conversation because we got a lot of people on the line. 10, as a matter of fact. I'm looking at in the queue. We got 10 people right now. So make sure that we're going to give you your time to say your opinion, and then we're going to let you go, okay? So right now we got California line. Hey, California, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Wayne? This is Todd.
What's up, Todd?
Hey, what's happening? I'm not calling on the Skype today. Did you notice? Yesterday I was
Thank you,
calling on the Skype, and it was...
Thank you, man.
Hey, yeah, no problem. Thanks for giving me the number last night. Here's the thing. This isn't just about opinions and what we think. People have a cognitive dissonance right now that I see on Twitter, the same way they put down liberals, about Hillary and not looking at the facts, and look at this uranium thing. Here's the literal WikiLeaks. Nobody wants to look. Because if they look, they'd know that Assad had nothing to do with this, just by what you've been saying. The weird thing, the way Tillerson's been coming out, been kind of flip-flopping. Look at the way Trump is reading the whole thing about going into Syria. It literally seemed like a different person.
Mm-hmm.
He's not into this. He's been taken by the deep state. That's it. And they've cut him off from everybody on Twitter. They're censoring him on Twitter. The President of the United States, they're censoring on Twitter. Why are we putting up with this? And now he's totally sucked into it. Everybody wants to fire Kushner. There's a whole, inside thing going on there with what he's been doing. He just came back from Syria, and then all of a sudden this happens. He knows George Soros. It's George Soros. It's Goldman Sachs. And all it is switching over to China and North Korea. We're getting a new boogeyman, and then when the conservatives are in, it's going to be this part, and then when it goes back to the Middle East again, if it switches over. But the net of it is, if you look at this false flag attack, it wasn't even nerve gas. It was chlorinated gas that caused choking. That's what's coming out of intel. So when that one lady asks, where do you guys get your information? Not from Fox News.
Right. No, you got to go overseas.
Not from the mainstream media that everybody hates.
Right.
Everybody hates the mainstream media, but all they do is sit and watch it so they can critique it. You're giving them hate ratings.
Well, you just said,
Hey, Todd, I got to let you go, but thank you, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Listen out.
Go ahead,
what he just said, it goes with some of the reports and the video and the pictures that I've seen, where you have medical personnel working on these patients, these casualties, with no gloves on.
Yep.
And with dust masks, they'd be dead right now. Yep. Anybody that's done any time in the military from the 1980s until now, maybe not so much the last 5 years, but knows that you got to dress from head to toe when you're dealing with nerve agent.
Sarin gas
is a nerve agent.
Sarin gas is one of the worst ones that you can have, ladies and gentlemen. And if you look at those pictures, they're wearing shorts.
Right.
They're wearing shorts. It's supposed to be sarin gas.
They'd be dead as hell right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, first of all, who gave them the all clear?
And it's on their bodies. If they're casualties of the sarin gas, it's all over them.
Who gave them the all clear to just wear open shirt, shorts for sarin gas? We're talking about sarin gas. I mean, if y'all don't know what it is, y'all need to Google it or YouTube just to see what sarin gas is.
I'll tell you what it is. It's Raid for people.
It's one of those gases that they wish that they could not. I mean, that they wish they would not have created. But that's what you hear CNN talking about. MSNBC is talking about sarin gas. Really? That's not sarin gas. That looked like gas from Applebee's or something. But that's not funny.
I know.
Illinois is on the line. Go ahead. Hey, Illinois.
Hello, Wayne.
Hey, Illinois. What's going on?
Hey, Wayne and Hutch. How you guys doing tonight? Hey, that last caller just answered my question on that false flag. I was kind of curious about that. But I do. I appreciate you guys sporting your golf hats tonight for the Masters. That's nice.
Yeah, that's true.
These are Pops hats.
These are Pops hats.
That's nice.
Pops Hat Friday.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, but I've been tweeting Stacy Rush the other night, and didn't all this Syria war, didn't this have to do with a gas pipeline going through?
That's how the Russian
a natural gas pipeline or something. Yeah, and it was like the Russia involvement, and they didn't want us to control all this and that. It's kind of got me a little mixed up. But I was just curious to know about that, and I would like you to answer that for me, Hutch. But anyway, I think you guys need to kind of cool down a little bit on our president. I mean, I think he did the right thing. I don't know. I really don't know.
Cool down how?
Let's just give him a chance. I mean, you guys are I think we're all blowing this all up to an extreme.
How are we not giving him a chance?
Well, I mean, it seems like you guys are like turning your back against him already.
How are we turning our back against him? See, and the only reason why I'm doing this because I want to find out where are you really coming from instead of you throwing out just generalizations. So how are we turning our back on President Trump?
Well, I'll be quite honest. I'm trying to protect you guys.
It sounds like you guys are mad because he did what he did. I mean,
I am.
He drew the red line, and he did what he had to do. I mean, we're not gonna.
Disagreeing with him.
Chemical weapons. I'm saying chemical weapons is wrong. Chemical weapons are wrong.
So disagreeing.
Let me ask you something then. Let me ask you something.
Okay, go ahead.
Is taking a Jordanian pilot and dousing him in kerosene and putting him in a cage and lighting him on fire while he's alive to burn to death, is that cool?
No, absolutely not.
Well, that's who we helped when we blew that air base up. That's who we helped. The exact
what do you mean
same
that's
people.
Who?
The people that are fighting against Bashar al-Assad are the al-Nusra Front, ISIS, Al-Qaeda in Iraq, and Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, and a couple groups I don't even know their names. They're cheering in the street right now because we blew that air base up.
ISIS came out this morning and said thank you.
Well, why would they be cheering that we blew that air base up?
All they talk about is what a savage Bashar al-Assad is. And you've got Senator John McCain over in Syria talking with these people, with their commanders, drinking chai with them, drinking tea. I think John
McCain is the dirty man in the whole mix of this stuff.
Okay,
well, he's running this show.
John McCain is the dirty man in the middle of all this.
Okay, but you know what?
And
let's get back real quick to how are we turning our backs on Donald Trump? Because are you saying because we don't agree with this attack that we're turning our backs on him? Really?
No, it just kind of sounds. On Twitter, a lot of people have been turning their backs on him. I mean, they're like, "Oh, we don't support him anymore. We don't."
I never said
this
that.
And that.
We
this
never
was
said
the
that.
Wrong thing to do.
We never said that. Now, now those are the people.
Okay, I'm sorry for saying that you guys did. I'm just saying in general that a lot of people out there that I follow, I just follow this stuff on Twitter. I'm not a very popular person or whatever. I'm just a nobody. But I'm saying that I see in all this information, and I'm seeing a lot of people that are really disappointed in what he did yesterday. And
sorry to see you go, Joe.
I guess
I gotta let you go, man. But thank you for the call, though.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, man.
Okay. Thank you, Wayne.
Okay.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
guys. Bye.
Yeah.
We haven't turned our back on nobody.
No.
I mean, it's okay. It's okay to disagree. I disagree with Hutch. Hutch disagrees with me. That's still my brother.
Right. And I consider myself more like I'm trying to be de facto on Donald Trump's staff, saying, yo, boss, hold on. You know, I want to protect the guy. I want everything that he campaigned on to come true.
I do too.
This wasn't part of the campaign.
No, it wasn't. And you know, believe me, if anybody look, we want the man to succeed. We want all of his promises fulfilled, because if all of his promises are fulfilled, then this country is going to be great again. This isn't one of those promises, though.
That's right. This isn't going to help us.
This isn't one of those. Actually, this is against one of his promises.
That's true.
I mean, if you really want to be serious about it.
All of a sudden, 53 people get gassed, and it's a United States of America emergency. But when tens of thousands of people got gassed in Iraq, in Kurdistan, and the Kurds, that wasn't an emergency. We should have never went in Iraq, was the verbiage. And I'm not trying to make mock of this guy or make fun of him. I'm just saying it makes me very nervous when so many people flood like sheep over something when there's no information out there.
Right, exactly. I mean, for me...
We've done it before. We've done it many times before.
For me, I get pissed off. I get pissed off when I see it, because there's so many smart people out there, and they just follow blindly. And I mean, and then when everything comes through, it's like, they just walk around it and just walk away from it. And that's not how we are here on this show. I told you, this is real talk. This is real talk. We ain't trying to put no snow job on you. We ain't trying to lead you the wrong way. We ain't trying to make you mad. We might. We're not trying to make you laugh all night long. Maybe sometimes we do. But I mean, we aren't trying to hurt the connection.
No.
But
I mean, if you don't want to hear, when you're one of those people that goes along, no matter what the guy does, there's nothing he can possibly do wrong. Think about who else was like that. I mean, you can't be that way.
I mean, we
you can if you want to. I mean,
we went after Obama bots. We even called them Obama bots, because they just everything he did, they accepted it. Now, if you're one of those people for Donald Trump, I mean, then I'm sorry. Believe me, I am. Because he's a man. He's going to make mistakes. And when he makes mistakes, you call him out on it and then say, don't make it again, and let's roll on.
And I think he's probably the federal government is a big organization. And every one of the important departments, the State Department, the Department of Defense, Department of Homeland Security, they all have people in them that are against Trump, lock, stock, and barrel. And these are the people that are advising. And that's the reason, if you look into it, if you do a little research, for those of you who think I'm stupid, I see you in the chat room. You know, for those of you who think that I'm just nuts and I hate Trump and you're never going to watch the show again later.
Really?
But I'll tell you, look for yourself.
Well, I mean,
go and do some research on your own about the white helmets. Look for white helmets.
The White Helmets is on Netflix, as a matter of fact. I watched it.
There's a movie?
It was a movie on the White Helmets. I watched the whole thing, and I watched it. I was like, wow, these people are going out there and they're saving dead bodies. Man, these are some cool people. And then I found out 2 weeks later, or 3 weeks later, that it was they were the other side.
Now, I never saw the movie, but I did. Norway, my co-host on Cold War Radio on Monday night, and Stacy, we've done shows about this.
Oh, yeah. It's
several of them. We get into it. And it's a one-sided story.
It's a sympathy thing. It's a sympathy thing, but it's for the other side.
They've got their own Hollywood setup, baby.
Yeah,
their own Hollywood. I mean, you can see it because they're not just there. They're in Gaza and everything with Israel, too. Israel's where they perfected their cause. Mm-hmm. They get in there, and you see the coffin carrying the body away, and then the guy carrying the coffin trips, and the body falls out of the coffin, and the guy jumps up and gets back in the coffin. You know, this is what they do.
We got New York on the line. Go ahead.
Hello, gentlemen. Listen, this sounds suspicious here because Trump did warn Russia, right, that those bombs was coming, correct?
Say that again.
He said He said that Trump warned Russia that the bombs were coming.
Correct?
Trump didn't, but the military commanders did.
Okay. They didn't have enough chance to warn Assad that these bombs could be dropped. Russia had a chance to tell Assad that these bombs were coming, correct?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, especially with the way we do things, it could have been like 5 minutes, and our planes was right over top of them. So
because the Russians had enough time to they pulled out their man enough time. They had enough. They did pull out the man that were there.
They pulled out who?
The Russian military man was pulled out before those bombs came.
I heard 6 people were killed. I don't know what their nationalities were though. But yeah, it's possible.
Oh, okay. So why are you not believing the intelligence that it gave Trump?
Because
it doesn't make sense.
Right? No, it doesn't make sense.
That guy got the wrong job. That should be working for Trump's team over there because y'all know it all, man. Y'all got it down packed. Y'all have a clue what happened, and y'all not giving him the benefit of the doubt with his staff.
No, actually, the intelligence. The intelligence.
If he did it for reasons other than Syria, then I could understand that. But if he did it just for Syria,
that's my point. We don't know. We don't know the.
Hold on a second. Tell me why Bashar al-Assad, who's winning this war by leaps and bounds, who has.
But you don't know that. You don't know that they're winning the war by leaps. You don't know that.
I do know that.
Again.
I do know that. But you don't want to hear it, man.
Listen, you caught up here last night and you overtalked. You're doing it again. Now, I don't mind if you get your point across, but when you overtalk, it's not fruitful. Okay,
you can't have a conversation.
It's not fruitful.
Having a conversation. I hear you out. But you telling me that you know more than these people that's working for Trump?
No, we never said that we knew. We said
that's the way y'all sound every time you come on this and talk about the situation that happened with this gassing.
We're saying what our opinion is.
Okay, so I'm giving my opinion too.
And that's fine. That's fine. We haven't said you were wrong.
And I love your passion. Nothing wrong with that either.
And
I ain't hating. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating against y'all.
And right now you are. And right now what you're saying, you are confused because you're in the wrong.
Why I'm confused?
You're in the wrong.
I'm confused and I'm wrong.
You caught up here.
Why?
You caught up here. Okay. Now I feel that New York emotion coming on. So hold on for a second. You caught up here saying that we thought that we're experts and stuff. And we're giving our opinion based off of what we have talked about and gone through over the last 2.5 years with Barack Obama and the intelligence. See, the intelligence is still there. The intelligence hasn't moved out. The intelligence people are still there. These intelligence people are the ones that are throwing Donald Trump under the bus right now. Now, if you're saying that you're going to believe these people, the people that are unmasking Donald Trump and his family and his family's friends, If you're saying that you're going to believe them 100% and you ain't going to hold them accountable, then maybe there's something wrong with your thinking.
No, you're wrong for my thinking. You're wrong because let me tell you something. You telling me that the whole intelligence committee is corrupt? That's what you're telling me right now? That the whole community is corrupt?
Look, these are the same people that entered manpower into Syria, into Libya. I mean.
Correct. Correct.
Reason that Benghazi happened. Same people.
Okay. There could be a few bad apples, okay? But you're telling me the whole community is corrupt when it comes to securing our nation.
You said the whole community. I didn't say the whole community. I said the intelligence. I did not say 1/3. I didn't say 2/3. You said the whole. I mean, are you saying the whole? No,
Wayne.
No. Wait, hold on, man. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on. And I mean, you're not gonna call up here and put words in her mouth and well, y'all think y'all expert. Okay, no, we don't. Well, do you think? No. It's your interpretation, man. It's your interpretation. And look, and honestly, we can't change the way that you see the show. We can't. But
I'm the only one that calls to have the same opinion about you.
You've already.
Yeah, that's fine.
You caught up here last night.
I'm the only one that calls to have the same opinion.
You called up here last night and you overtalked and gave your opinion. You call up here tonight and you accused and overtalked and gave your opinion. So we've given you 2 nights. All right. God bless, man.
I'm still trying to get somebody to tell me why Bashar al-Assad would do that.
They can't.
What gain?
They can't.
What does he have to gain?
They go straight to, well, you don't trust Trump. No, ask the question.
And I got to tell you, Big Rich, that's a loyal listener. I love you, man. Keep your passion, but you got to do a little research. You got to do a little bit more research. You can't. The intelligence community is jacked up.
We got Stacy Rush on the line, our co-host from Monday Night. Stacy, did you hear that?
I did, and I hated hearing Big Rich get upset like that, but he always disagrees with me, so.
He got look. He got upset last night, and I had to put him on mute. But that's that New York thing. I mean, and I heard it. I heard it, and I knew it, and I was like, okay, let me calm him down. But I mean, Julio's like that.
I know Julio is, man. Julio was he almost blocked me when he was on the Never Trump train, and I kept working on him, and he finally came around, and I was like, "You're lucky I'm so sweet, Julio, or we would no longer be friends."
Yeah,
Did you see him? Were you at the broadcast booth at CPAC when he came by with the megaphone?
Yeah.
I didn't even see him the whole time I was there.
He marched right down the fairway with a megaphone screaming something. I don't know what he was saying.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. We got let's see. We got what's this? California. We got California line. Go ahead, California. California on the line.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Did you hear me? This
Yes,
is
ma'am.
Sue. How y'all doing?
Hi, I'm fine. How you doing?
Good.
Real hot. Hey, I just want you both to know.
Talking to your phone a little bit louder, though.
Okay, I just need you all to know we appreciate what you all talk about. I don't happen to totally agree with you on this occasion, but for the most part, I always want to hear all sides of all my Trump supporters because we all have to stay on our toes.
Beautiful.
I do believe Trump has intelligence we don't have. I have to believe the generals, I'm born and raised in the military. Father was in Strategic Air Command, married to military people, my daughter's married to a Marine, serves in Afghanistan, and Trump supporters, the intelligence or what he can tell me. I mean, these are tricky pieces of business, but I don't want it to continue down this path. That's why I'm guarded, but I will support what's happened to date. But please, let's all just keep talking about these things, supporting each other, keeping each other on guard, because it's too easy to get sucked up into things. And by hearing all sides, we're keeping each other straight and on our toes. And I think that's important. And I love you guys.
I love you too. Thank you.
We love you too.
Thank you so much for the phone
words.
call. Yeah, exactly.
I think that's why I wanted to call in to talk to you guys tonight, because I was reading the stuff in the chat room and then listening to Big Rich, and I think your caller was exactly right. I think it's okay to talk about the issues that we may have. I mean, I think that's one of the things that I like about Republicans. Trust me, there are times when I think we need to stick together, really stick together, and we don't. For instance, when Donald Trump won the nomination, I thought we should come together and support him. That's one of the things that we don't do. With Democrats, they're always lock, stop.
That's true.
And they follow every single thing. Obama could, he could do anything, and they don't care. Hillary Clinton is the most unethical, biggest liar, criminal out there, and they don't care. They jump in and they support her. And that is not to say that I don't think any of y'all said at any point in time that you don't support Donald Trump. I think we're trying to look at this logically and say, this doesn't make sense, because you had just 2 days ago Rex Tillerson say, we're going to leave Syria up to the Syrian people. They are going to decide what is best for them. You had the lady who's a Democrat go to Syria and talk to people who said, we want Assad here. She
laid it right
things.
out. You're the one from Hawaii, Wayne.
Oh, Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
She's
so
been
you
over
got all of these. You have all of these things happening, and I even heard a caller call in on Sean Hannity, and he shut him down because it was like he was Kool-Aid drinking Trump. He didn't want to hear any kind of opposite. And this guy was like, I have family members there who are very upset about what's going on, and he didn't even want to listen to them. And I don't want to see that happen because we do have factions in the government who have been selling intel to presidents for a long time. Now, I can tell you guys, and I've shared with Wayne and Hutch earlier, I have two people that I know are pretty well connected and inside of the situation, and they are both very comfortable with what Donald Trump has done. They have shared information with me that I'm not going to share here with you guys, and I still am not comfortable with the strike. But these are two people that I trust very much who are extremely comfortable in what Donald Trump is doing.
But you know what,
this is more than about Syria. Sorry,
you know
that's all I'll say.
You brought up Tulsi Gabbard, and Tulsi Gabbard went over to Syria, and she took her cameras over there. She didn't ask nobody's permission. She went over there, and she talked to the Syrian people. The Syrian people, and the Syrian people said that it was not Assad that was doing those atrocities.
It wasn't the government. It's the savages on the other side that we just blew an airbase up
the
for.
The Syrian people.
And it's not just that, guys.
Tulsi
we armed them.
Right.
I was going to say
that
because
the ones
somebody
who
in the
were
chat
causing
room
the savagery.
just said we were just talking on feelings. We don't have any facts or anything like that. I would direct you to liveleak.com. And at liveleak.com, there's a tab on the top that says Syria. Hit the tab that says Syria, and look how many videos of United States Army TOW missiles, tube-launched, optical-sighted, wire-guided missiles that have shot out Assad's tanks. That's United States Army munitions blowing up another country's tanks. We got facts. They're doing it. All right, I digress.
Again, Tulsi Gabbard, United States representative, who is a Democrat, not a Republican. Actually, but independent. But she's a Democrat, and she went over to Syria. And those Syrian people said the people that were doing this to us, it was not Assad. It was the Syrian rebels. And she came back and she talked to President Trump before at Trump Tower. Remember, she went to Trump Tower and talked to him. CNN had her on to discredit her, and she stuck to her ground. She used to be in the military too, but she stuck to her ground. No, Assad didn't do this. The Syrian people the Syrian people got on TV. The Syrian priests. It was a Syrian priest. It was Syrian people. It was those.
She followed the weapons trail too, right? She followed the weapons coming right from the United States to Al Nusra.
So I mean, that's why things don't make sense, especially when the man is winning the war against ISIS.
And that exactly, and that was my point that I asked both of the people that I speak with. That I just was I was extremely concerned about that because it didn't make any sense to me. The overall position seems to be that this is about a lot more than Syria, that there are a lot of bad choices out there with this situation, and that he is having to come in and clean up Barack Obama's mess, and that this is about solidifying new alliances
and I'm cool with that.
And showing strength too, so that they did this, and then he met with
China.
The evening and then the next day, and so this strike was about more than Syria, and that is the only thing that makes me feel a little bit comfortable about it, because I do not believe
the reason why
it was Assad who gassed his people.
The reason why I don't feel comfortable is because they're putting the blame on him. Now, I mean, if you want to use it for what you were talking about, that's fine. I'm for that. But when the intelligence people are giving President Trump that information, and to me, who is it? D.W. Bigley in the chat room says, Wayne, you asked us to apologize to Obama last night. Still feel the same. I didn't ask y'all to apologize. I didn't say y'all. I said me. Because I was on him for going after Assad because the intelligence was telling Barack Obama that Assad killed 200,000 people, and Obama took the intel and start funding the ISIS rebels and stuff like that. So,
with John McCain, you know, the thing that gets me too, though, is just, you know, don't think that the American people are so stupid that you have to lie to us, because that's what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
If you did something and you had a motive other than what you're saying it is, then I got that. But you don't have to lie to us. We are your country. You did this same thing with Iraq. You sent Colin Powell to the UN about some BS story about WMDs that nobody gave a damn about. All you had to do was come in front of the American people and put a picture of the burning World Trade Center and the burning Pentagon there, put that in the background, and come up to the American people and say, see that? We got to go kick somebody's ass, ladies and gentlemen.
Look, Colin was so mad, he changed parties. We got Arizona on the line. Go ahead, Arizona.
Oh, hey, guys. Oh, listen, I'm so sorry you wound up in the hot seat tonight. Man, that was brutal. I have kind of a different take on this thing, why it looks so funny to me. When's the last time 59 Tomahawks were launched and not shot down? I mean, if we warned the Russians, our military did, to get out, and they clearly warned the Syrians, wouldn't somebody come out and shoot our missiles down? If there wasn't something funny going on?
You can't shoot a cruise missile down. Cruise missiles,
yeah,
what cruise
these ones
missiles
are
do
slow.
is
the
they fly
Tomahawks
at treetop
are very
level.
slow.
When they come toward the target.
Slow.
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought they were low and slow.
They're low. You don't see them on radar.
They're under the deck.
They flow.
But people knew exactly where we were going. I mean, you have those defenses set up in advance.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to yell at you because I don't understand, and you're military and I'm not. So I just wondered. It sounds funny to me.
Right. I understand what you're talking about. I understand what I mean. Thanks for your call. She's saying that.
Thanks.
She's saying that if they knew it was coming, then why didn't they form some type of defense?
Some lucky infantry guy with a machine gun might have got lucky, but air defense systems are predicated by radar. They get their targets with radar, and if it's flying too low, they're never going to see it on their radar. So a guy's going to have like 5 seconds to be like,
yeah, maybe. Marilyn's on the line. Go ahead.
Oh, hi. I just wanted to say my respect for you guys has grown exponentially because you guys are really standing for what is true. Yeah, and I'm a staunch Trump supporter, but I am so against these Assad attacks, too. I really don't understand what our national interest is.
You know, Wayne said something before the show to me that kind of would work with that question. When we were talking about it at our meeting before the program, and I said, well, maybe he did this just to ward North Korea off. And Wayne said he should have dropped the missile right on North Korea's beach.
Yeah.
You know, right in the water.
Well, and I don't think that he would not do that. You know?
He should have. I mean, honestly, he should have, or at least on one of those unmanned islands that they're creating, they blew it right out of the water and say, "Listen, we are here. This is where we can reach. Step back."
Now you got to admit, guys, as the Chinese president is eating,
I'm telling you,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep. Oh wait, let me turn the TV up on. Hold on, sir. Hold on, President. Hold on. America launches airstrike. How boss was that? That was
right off the beach of North Korea.
Yeah, right.
And then, hey, would you like a little bit more wine, Trump wine, with your Trump snake there?
Hey, Kim Jong. Oh no, not Kim Jong. Xi Jinping.
The little fat boy would have been like, "Hey, whoa, whoa. You know, okay, all right. Hey, Marilyn, thank you.
It's still not whenever you drop bombs on a country, that's still not anything with our national interest. And that was one of the reasons why I voted for Trump, was because of his strong non-invasive foreign policy. And that's why a lot of us feel betrayed, because that was one of the main reasons why many of his base voted for him.
There we go.
Well, I agree with you, but I'm not dropping my support for the guy. I'm gonna go with
support him too.
For my own sanity.
I still support him too, but I'm like you. I'm not going to support him on this issue, and I think it's good that we're all speaking up against it, so that he understands that that he did have a campaign promise to us, and that was non-invasive foreign policy, and only to attack if it was in our best interest, and it was our national. It was for we had some kind of interest.
Listen to this real quick.
And we have no interest there. We have no interest there.
Hold on. Listen to this. Since that time, North Korea has launched 2 nuclear missiles, since that time, and has woofed about attacking us and being able to reach us. That is our national interest. If he did that to predicate a response against North Korea, and I don't know about it, I got that. I can live with that. But what I'm not going to go back on, I am not going to go back on the fact that Assad didn't gas those people.
I don't believe he did either. There's no motive. There's just no motive.
Hey, Marilyn, well, thank you. Thank you for your call. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to do something a little bit different, because we only have our producer for 1 hour tonight. We are going to go 2 hours, but we're going over to Spreaker. So I have put the link in the RSBN chat room. So if you can stay, you can go over to Spreaker, and everybody is on the line right now. We'll see what I got. I got 11 people. 11 people
war?
In queue. Huh?
War?
Yeah.
You're on War 2?
Hour 2.
No, War Radio.
Yes.
Never mind. Good.
Yes. Okay. Oh, yeah.
See, I'm trying to,
you're right. Yeah.
Never mind.
Not yet. Right, okay, so basically, I have put the link in the RSBN chat room. If you want to continue, I have 11 people on the line waiting. You can still call. It's a hot topic tonight, and we want you to call. We want to hear from you, and don't hang up. Okay, don't hang up. We are going to continue right now. So, hey, Brandon, thank you for producing the show. You can let everybody go. We're gonna stay over on Spreaker.com. All those that are on Spreaker, you can share the show. Let everybody know that we're going into hour 2 tonight, and we're gonna talk to the